You just never know what people are going through. They say hello, you see them out in the streets. Oh, that guy looks ready to rock. And behind closed doors, everyone's going through something.
Do you need a hug right now?
Congratulations on the film. Loved it. Firstly, Dwayne, I loved seeing you in this completely different light.
Thank you.
I'm just so happy to see you in a role like this. I can't wait to see what's going to come afterwards. And Emily, your character was so complex. I almost wanted to see a little bit more of that complexity, but I loved what we saw, especially exploring like mental health and things like that. But you played it so well, so I just want to say congratulations off the bat from that, because you killed it. You smashed it, actually. But Dwayne, one of the first things your character says is that when you could look into an opponent's eyes, you would see the fear and you would know that they were going to lose straight away. So I wanted to ask you both, when you first came together as co-stars, I know you've worked together before, so when you first met, what did you see in each other?
What I first saw in Emily was an ambition and a tenacity. And also, I saw someone who was a force and someone who could act 10 feet tall when she wanted to, but also someone who I learned, someone who gets every single thing, every drop out of a character, every ounce of emotion, every color of the rainbow, and even colors you didn't know existed out of a character. That's what I had learned, well, working with her, and that was on Jungle Cruise at first. And that was, where we were messing around and joking around and laughing, that movie. But then we got to know each other for years after that, got tight, and then we do Smasher Machine, but very specifically on Smasher Machine, that's when I really noticed what I'm saying now. Like, it was percolating back in Jungle Cruise, but for Smasher Machine, it was time to do that and rip ourselves open and go deep, and there's no one better than her. Top that, kid.
I can't.
No pressure.
Come on.
When I met him on Jungle Cruise, I remember being incredibly taken aback by how wildly different he was from any preconception I might have had. Because very quickly you realize that the rock, or even the amplified way that people look at him, and that noise is loud, so it gets in there, and you kind of start to think, well, he's probably going to be like that. And then who I met was the antithesis, and just so gentle, contemplative, curious, still. I remember being taken aback by this stillness, that you wouldn't imagine. And then the more we got to know each other and the more I just loved him, I just thought he was such a gem. And then we would have these very deep conversations amidst dicking around on Jungle Cruise. I mean, it was so much fun as well. I could tell then there was this whole reservoir of unseen life experience, struggle, and ability that I don't think he'd been given the chance to do on screen. So when this came along, I was like, oh my God, this outlet for a lot of what I knew of him. And it was so gratifying to see that happen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, I did beat that.
You did, she did.
You're welcome.
It's pretty good.
It's almost like it was written in the stars almost. You could see it in each other, and you just needed the right project to come.
We needed Benny Safdie.
Yeah, we needed a Benny Safdie.
One of my favorite moments in the film is when Mark experiences his first loss and Dawn comes behind him and hugs him. And you see this really great little bit of vulnerability, and how it kind of reminded me why it's important to show these tender moments in such a hyper masculine environment. And I don't know if you could just speak to why we do need to remind people that these are what people would say is the macho of macho, but they're still people. They're still vulnerable.
Such a beautiful question.
It is so important that we show vulnerability, and especially today. For men, it's the stuff that we're not taught. I didn't get brought up like that. You gotta be vulnerable and show your feelings and talk about your feelings, how important that is. And it is important. But specifically for Mark Kerr and these guys, these men who look invincible. Mark Kerr was at one time the greatest fighter on the planet. But Benny said early, our writer-director Benny Safdie told us, if we can create a film where people can feel real deep radical empathy for this man who seems unbeatable, a force of nature and invincible. But if we can show the other side of invincibility, which is his vulnerability and his brokenness and his demons and his addictions. He overdosed twice, and he's lucky to be alive. If we could create that feeling of radical empathy for this man, we can have radical empathy for everyone. And it goes to show also what we've been talking about, which is you just never know what people are going through.
Yep.
They say hello, you see them out in the streets. Oh, that guy looks like he's got it all together. That girl looks like she's ready to rock. And behind closed doors, everyone's going through something.
That's right.
right?
I can't top that.
Yeah, you can. Give it a shot.
Well, I will talk about that
See?
moment where she
Yeah.
comes and hugs him. We hadn't sort of staged what way she would hug him. It sort of happened quite naturally, and I love the shot because it's you see them reflected in the mirror as well. And it's such a beautiful sort of shot as if we shouldn't be watching them, you know. What I loved about it was that before the fight, they have a colossal argument.
Yeah.
What I like about her hugging him from behind is that she knows he's embarrassed. She's also cautious as to how to embrace him because of what she might have put him through before the fight. But she knows he needs her. And it was like this secret language between this couple. And I thought it was such a beautiful hug. And he's busying himself. He's trying to bury himself in something practical. And just, I think, our size difference as well. For some reason, you looked much more vulnerable in the hug. And he's holding her arms with the gloves. And they just stay like that. And you get that feeling that she does this for him a lot, I think. And I love that you brought that up.
Yeah.
It truly is one of my, because it was so tender.
Yeah.
And it was just like, sometimes you do get reminded that men also like to be held. And he needed that
Absolutely.
in the moment, and it was helping him through, and she was really trying to be there. So honestly, that was like one of my favorite moments in the film. It was
Me
beautiful.
too. I'm so
Love
happy you
that.
said that. It's one of mine too.
And we don't know how to say it that well. Like, yeah, I do need to be held. I'd like to be hugged. I'd like a shoulder to lay my head on, you know?
Yeah.
We should say it more.
Yeah. Hopefully people will be saying it more.
You hug me?
Do you need a hug right now? He starts crying.
like, just-
we all, it's a group hug.
It's therapy now.
It's therapy.
It feels like the film is a therapy session, but I think I have to wrap up. But thank you so much. and
Thank you so
Congratulations
much.
again.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
How do you know Mark Kerr?
Oh, we go way back. But he's a buddy of mine.
Come on, baby. Too much?
Never.
Too much?
No.
Please welcome in his octagon debut, Mark Kerr!
Winning is the best feeling there is. It's 40,000 people,
Yeah.
and they're cheering you on. There's no other high like it in the world. No contract, no money?
No money.
Do you have any stronger pain medication?
Advil? Advil.
Advil?
Yeah.
Think he wants your autograph?
Sure, no problem. No fighting.